gods certainly aren't with us this morning. We lost our connection, so a false start and then an interruption halfway through. So I do apologise for that gap. If any of you, it's the first thing that those people always say, but perhaps he's pegged out. He's at that age, perhaps he's pegged out. No, not a bit of it. I'm afraid that the old man is still here and still as feisty as ever. But anyway, we've only got a few minutes left now. It's a bit silly, isn't it? Because I've been ranting and raving about the technology, and here the technology brings this wonderful ability for us to broadcast live, whether it be radio or television. And what happens? The technology breaks down, and I get so frustrated with it. And then I want to throw my phone against the wall, and of course, if I did that, then there would be no technology to frustrate me. But then there'd be no broadcasting either. So anyway, for those of you who may have tapped in or maybe listening, it's Keith Hayes with Rousel Radio, coming out of the Runaway in Lewes, on Lewes Station this morning. A wonderful, wonderful place to come and have a coffee, because the ambience is lovely. I mean, it is by far one of the finest coffee shops that I've come across on the station or off the station, for that matter. And the folk here are just very, very pleasant and very helpful and very welcoming. And the coffee is great. It's better than any on the high street chains. So you should flood down. And if they give you a bit of jip about trying to come through the barriers to not let you have a coffee, although the staff here at Lewes Railway Station, really one of the best I've ever come across. They are terrific, and there is a culture at this station of really nice people, friendly people, helpful people, so I don't think they'd stop you here. But at some stations I'm quite sure that would not be the case. Anyway, I'm terribly sorry about the hiccups or the cock-ups or whatever this morning. There's not a lot we can really do about it, and that's the thing that makes me upset at technology, is because we are powerless. We unleash it, and then suddenly it lets us down, or it kicks back at us. And nowhere so, let me issue a warning to you. Watch out if you use apps, banking apps on the phone, because they are behind. I check regularly to make sure that of any particular bank account that I've got, that there is enough money there. And twice now in the last 24 hours, I've actually spent money, not a great deal, only a fiver or so, thinking that there is a little modicum of cash there. And then the next thing I know is, the next thing pops up is, you overspent, please put money into your account. Yeah, well, they're going to try and charge me 12 quid for that, and I'm actually going to try and reverse it this time, and I'm going to call the bank manager. Not that you can talk to the bank manager now, some faceless, never mind, out in the wilderness, and say, it's about time I actually charged you £12 for screwing me up. Because if the apps aren't working, put them down. What I suspect is happening is that the computers, as they often are with the letters they send you, are way behind. So they're telling you one thing when the fact is quite different. But since I use these things to keep my bank accounts in order, as urged by the banks, then the least they can do is A, make them work, and B, face a penalty if they don't work. So I'm going to have the row with the Lewes District Council has petered out just a little bit for the moment, because they haven't come back to me after my last letter, so I don't know where the hell I stand with them. So I can't fight them at the moment. Well, I can, I suppose, but not that sort of issue. But the banks now, certainly, we need to fight and make sure that this sort of thing doesn't happen. Well, it's, let's see, it's 6:26. Let's play one more piece of music and then we have to leave you, I'm afraid. But what should we play? Well, there's something here called Unknown Language. I wonder what that's all about. Let's try it. pleasant enough, I think, to calm my shattered nerves this morning. If anything goes wrong, it's going to be keep on going wrong, obviously. So it all went absolutely belly up this morning, and I haven't a clue where we are or what we're doing, and we've run out of time. So it's a great chunk of silence coming your way today. Perhaps that's the way you like it. That's the way you got it this morning. So I'm going to say toodle pip, except I'm going to leave you with this as an item in the paper, which, I'm against isms. I like to think that we get the very best people in a job, that they can do the job, and I don't care whether they're white, black, upside down, inside out, back to front, or whatever. And there's an item in the paper this morning, and it was bound to come, where if you want to join the fire service of the West Midlands, you have to score 80%. If you're black or a woman, you only have to score 60%. Now, I'm going to have a great deal of faith in the fire people if a black lady turns up, because I will know she is not the best. Surely this inside, backside, outside discrimination is just so silly. It's just so silly. Who cares whether people are black, white, in between, or whatever? I don't discriminate in any way, not inside or outside. I just want people to be able to do the job. What has this done? It's now put a doubt into the quality of the firefighting service. How daft can these people be? But I bet you they're just like the police. That fire chief probably has got a PhD and never saw a match in his life. Dearie me. Well, at least I can go out with a decent rant this morning. And there we are. It's 6:30. I will say ta-ra. Sorry for the disruptive morning. I would love to have ranted more about this issue, but, perhaps tomorrow. Toodle pip.